Hello and welcome. I'm RAMUOTALALONGHE and you're watching Rappler Talk. For today, we will be speaking with Colonel Harold Cabunok, the Chief of the Operations Research Center of the Philippine Army. But he's more known for his Facebook presence where he posts a lot of personal stuff and also things that the Philippine Army is pushing for when it comes to their agenda in securing the Philippines. Colonel Harold Cabunok, welcome to the program. Hello, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Where are you now, sir?
I am now in Maguindanao. I'm roaming around the Guasan Marsh to see my friends and also the army units here.
Glad to see that you're safe and well, sir. And it's
Yes,
pretty early today that we're doing our interview.
it pays to be friendly and it pays to be known as a peacemaker in this part of the Philippines.
Okay, sir. Speaking of peacemaking, sir, you're really known for making peacemaking and also pushing for the agenda of the Philippine Army and the military for social media. But for this talk, I wanted to go back to the beginning. Paano sir nagsimula yung Facebook page nyo?
Yeah, so I started using the FB page back in 2011. I think October 22, 2011, when
Mm-hmm.
I was designated as the Army spokesperson.
Mm-hmm.
That was after the infamous Albarca incident in
Mm-hmm.
2011, where about 18 or 19 soldiers died in Albarca, Basilan. So I was pinpointed as the army spokesperson, and I saw the need to continue engaging the people using other platforms aside from mainstream media.
Mhm. So nagsimula talaga siya sa crisis situation tapos pinalago niyo na lang siya. Paano sir yung proseso na mismong pagpapalago ng Facebook page? Because I imagine it's not really easy to gain followers and to interact with people to follow you on social media. So how are you able to amass around how many followers do you have? Hundreds of thousands of followers now on Facebook, right?
So, I have around 400,000 plus,
Yes.
400,000
Paano
plus,
sir?
but the engagement is like in the millions. The engagement is in the millions. Some people do not necessarily follow or like my page, but they are engaged in my page. I can, as an administrator, I can see it. So I have around 5 million reach and
Mhm.
around 2.5 million engagement. I don't know if it is accessible to the public. If a certain page is how it is performing. I do not know, but in YouTube, I'm sure you can see it.
Okay, so those are really impressive numbers, sir. Paano nyo, sir, na narating yung point na yun from a crisis situation, being a spokesperson, ano yung proseso, paano yung inyong pag-handle ng social media? Ano yung inyong strategy or mindset when it comes to using your Facebook page?
I just replicated what I'm doing in my personal life, like how I engage people. I treat everyone like I treat them fairly. I talk to anyone, even those who do not like me. Yeah, as you can see, there are members of the BIFF, the NPA, the left-leaning groups on my page, but I welcome them. It's okay to have some discourse and start some discussion, and it's glad to. I'm glad to hear that as well. So because of that, more and more people want to want to engage my page and talk with fellow soldiers and sometimes quarrel with their enemies there. But I always caution them that my page is welcome for all walks of life and all from all political, lives. Kahit sino pwede sa akin. Huwag lang mag-personalan. Ilan man sa akin, walang personalan. Mag-away kayo sa paninawala, huwag lang personalan na tipo magtatawagan. Yung mudslinging, yung name calling, I don't tolerate that. Whether they are my friends or not.
Sir, so nung simula, meron bang rules when it comes to using Facebook for the Philippine Army or the military? Nung ginawa niyo yung Facebook page, meron bang, okay, ito yung pwede, ito yung bawal, ito yung rules? Ano yung patakaran noon?
I happen to be exposed in the US, yung IVLP, International Visitors Leadership Program. At isa sa aking engagement doon ay paano ginagamit ng US Armed Forces ang social media. Hindi pa ganun kasikatan during that time, 2012. ang social media. And nakita ko doon na ano yung basic na do's and don'ts. And basically, huwag mong ipahiya yung army. Huwag mong ipahiya yung organization mo. You always make sure that you are promoting the image of your organization. Kung ano ka sa real life, kung ano ka, paano ka makipag-usap sa real life, dadalhin mo rin sa social media. Wala dapat difference kung sino ka online at sino ka sa personal. So sa akin, siguro nakikita ng mga tao yon na kumbaga, kung sino akong nakikita nila kung makipag-usap ako personally, how engage people personally, kumbaga walang ano doon, walang parang peke na personality. Yung iba parang may strict personality. Pag sa social media, ang bait-bait. Pag sa real pala, sa real life, hindi naman. Parang ganun. So ako, what they see is what they get. Kasi yan na yan. So maybe, because of that, they wanted to, to make friends with me and, and also, I also make sure that yung yung binibigay ko na information ay hindi makaka-harm sa aking organization at yung hindi na ibibigay in other platforms pwede sa akin o kaya gagamitin ko yung pangmasa na language para yung message ay makarating. Kasi yung iba, for example, English, formal mode of communication, say, sa army pages natin o sa military pages. Formal, hindi masyadong naipapaliwanag at saka walang ganong engagement, hindi sinasagot pag may nagtatanong. So, sa akin, ang practice ko is pag may magtatanong, as much as possible, kung may time ako, I respond to them and I engage them. Pinaliwanan ko yung mahirap ipaliwanan. Marami kasi how to apply, maging sundalo, paano maging military reservist, paano ko ma-claim yung aking benefit, something like that. Na actually wala naman akong monopoly ng information na yun, but because of my network, I am able to discuss some issues with other offices within the AFP. So, yung information na kukuha ko at naibibigay ko nun sa tao. So, yun yung nakikita siguro isa na value ng aking page.
Colonel, meron bang work process when it comes to your content? Kasi tinignan ko yung Facebook page mo last night and ang dami mo may vlogs ka, tapos may posts ka rin, tapos minsan may pictures, tapos minsan meron ka rin post for example, yung agenda ngayon ng Army, which is to counter communism in the Philippines. Marami ka rin post na ganun. What is your thought process and your process when it comes to releasing content, sir? Kasi mamaya meron ditong very personal post. You mentioned earlier, you really are humanizing the Philippine Army, the Philippine military. And then also, you have to do your job kung saan i-spread yung message ng military. Is there a process to that?
Wala naman. Personal, ano ka na yun. But kung titingnan mo kasi sa pangkalahatan, ano ba ang mission ng Armed Forces of the Philippines? And paano ko i-situate ang sarili ko bilang officer, isang senior officer ng Armed Forces of the Philippines? Kumbaga, ganito yun eh. Kung Armed Forces of the Philippines meron siyang mission, halimbawa, gera ng mission, part ako doon, how can I contribute towards the attainment of that mission? So kung ang mission ng Armed Forces of the Philippines ay, sa particular sa information campaign namin, ay uno, we must be able to promote the good image of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, makilala ang sundalo na ipagmamalaki ng taong bayan. Paano gagawin yun? So I should have content that would promote the AFP. Ipakita ko malalakas kami, ipakikita ko na disiplinado kami, ipapakita ko na nagsisilbi kami sa ating taong bayan, ipapakita ko na kami ay peace builders, ipapakita ko na hindi kami yung abusado, na yung narratives ng during the martial law years, yung narratives na yun, ipaligtarin namin, we are not like that. And ipinapakita namin na wala kaming tinatago na yung dati, ang military kasi is trained to keep secret. So sa akin, bilang isang public officer dati, I am also trained to share information. And the value of sharing information ay napaka-importante kasi dapat ano mo yun eh. Meron kasi hindi lahat pwede mong i-share. We could not share everything because of the nature of our job. So we have to ensure na while we share information, hindi namin mapahamak yung aming mga kasamahan, and our messages do not question the policy of government and also the policy of the armed forces of the Philippines or the defense establishment. So, mahirap siya actually kung hindi mo kabisado kasi syempre maraming magagalit sa'yo. So, next thing is maliban sa pag-promote ng good image of the armed forces of the Philippines, ay meron kami, siyempre we are confronting threats to national security. At meron kaming tinatawag na command messages. Ibig sabihin, message ng aming organization that must be known to the people. So, as an officer of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, I see to it that I help my organization spread the correct information na dapat makarating sa taong bayan. And I have my own way of sharing this information na tagos doon sa puso at sa isipan ng mga tao. So, yun
Can you just remind us kung ano yung command messages ngayon ng Philippine military?
Example ng command messages natin ngayon, halimbawa, we are supporting the national government na yung ma-attain natin yung lasting peace ng ating bansa. Na makuha natin yung inclusive peace na para sa lahat na maging maunlad tayo. So yun yung parang strategic level na message ng ating gobyerno na sinusuportaan ng Armed Forces of the Philippines sa pamamagitan ng ating security apparatus.
Colonel, yan ba ano? Is that translated to, for example, yung pag-promote ng anti-terror law at saka yung pag-atake sa mga alleged communists? Yun ba yun? Is that how it's translated in social media?
Political level yun, iba yun. Pero kung sa, halimbawa sa anti-terror law, we do not discuss about the political issues. Pupunta kami ngayon doon sa level namin. Ano ba yung level namin as far as the anti-terror law is concerned? Doon kami sa implementation. Ang message namin ngayon ay walang pagbabago whether may anti-terror law or wala. Ay gagampanan lang namin ang aming tungkulin na sisiguraduhin namin na yung rule of law ay aming i-adhere. We will always adhere to the rule of law, and it means we will protect the rights of the people. Just like before, no? We will protect the rights of the people. We will abide to the laws of armed conflict. And sa pag-implement niyan, hindi naman kami ang nasa forefront actually, police eh. So, we will support the law enforcement agency so that they can do their job. So, halimbawa dito sa Central Mindanao, maraming mga law enforcement operations against doon sa mga terrorist groups dito. So, yung police na sa forefront, kami na sa likod to protect our policemen. Kasi grabe dito, hindi ka basta mag-serve ng warrant or kasi lumalaban, machine gun ang iharap sa'yo. So, ano naman ang magiging part namin doon? I can cite as an example na experience as a battalion commander na ang police, tutulungan ko sila para magampanan nila ang kanilang tungkulin. Ang inautos sa kanila, you must be able to arrest this guy na mayroong warrant. So, yung warrant na serve namin, alam namin na maraming tao, pwede silang ipintakasi, pwede silang pagkaisahan ng lahat ng community. So, as the military commander, I am preparing the ground for him through engagement by showing that we have that ability to use force. Yung ibig sabihin, we will demonstrate that we have the ability to use force. And if you fight our law enforcement personnel, then we will not hesitate to use the army.
Sir, yung command messages na binanggit nyo kanina, meron bang process of ordering you when it comes to that? Or are you crafting it on your own? Paano sir yung proseso for these command messages?
Yung command messages na yan, ay doon yan, halimbawa sa army, si James Sagala ang gumagawa niyan. So So, kasi siya direct na may link sa Commanding General of the Philippine Army para sa aming messages to the public. So, ako naman, alam ko ano yung mga command messages. So sa akin, walang nag-uutos sa akin, but no one is also preventing us na, kasi ang gusto nga natin, virality, maraming nakakaalam, ano yung message ng army. So, parang personal obligation ko yun bilang isang army leader na tumulong sa aking organization na makarating sa public ano yung mensahe ng army para sa kanila. Kami ang sundalo ng bayan, huwag niyo kaming katakutan, marami kaming magagawa para pagsilbihan ang sambayanan. Basic na command message yan. So, kahit wala mag-utos sa akin, I can always do that.
Sir, nabanggit nyo kanina na dito sa inyong paggamit ng Facebook page na medyo malaki at kailangan nyo talaga mag-craft ng messages at ng post. Nakakuha rin kayo, sir, ng batikos. At isa nga, sir, sa mga batikos sa Philippine military sa paggamit sa Facebook page ay yung red tagging at saka yung alleged pag-spread daw ng fake news. Ano masasabi niyo dun, sir? Na kayo ay nagpapalaganap daw na impormasyon na hindi naman verified kaya sinasabi na red tagging at saka fake news ng mga panig.
So we understand that yung mga nagsasabi ng red tagging. But it really pays to learn the dynamics of the community insurgency. Yung dynamics, pag malaman mo kasi yung kaloob-looban, ay, kumbaga, nadidismaya kami kasi we have to abide doon sa rule of law. Hindi pwede namin, kumbaga, hindi naman gamitin ang puwersa laban doon sa unarmed component ng community insurgency. At ang tanging panlaban namin sa kanila ay information. At doon binabatikos ang military sa red tagging. Sabi nila, bakit kami ni red tag? Samantalang, they are really red. Ibig sabihin, they are members of the Communist Party of the Philippines. So, nalaman namin, because of napakarami na ng mga kadre na nasa side ng military. So, meron tayong kadre ng bayan, for example, na may book na sinulat dyan, yung The Wars Within. Halimbawa, isa lang yun in many books. Even Miss Class of UP, isang professor sa UP wrote about it. Na yung dynamics, ano yung dynamics sa loob ng CPP, NPA, NDF, at saka yung kanilang mga organizations under the umbrella ng CPP, NPA, NDF, triumvirate, isa lang yan sila. So, yung mga organizations na yon na under dyan sa cloud ng CPP, NPA, NDF ay less ng isang CPP cadre. Cadre, ibig sabihin, selected members ng mismong CPP, the brain behind the communist insurgency. At ang ating military, may mga military pages tayo, talagang hayagan, pinapangalanan ito. For example, Jer Parladi, person of LCAP. Siya mismo, pinapangalanan niya, based doon sa revelations ng mga kadre mismo na pumunta sa gobyerno. Dahil, kumbaga, hindi naman pwedeng barilin gamitin ang mga armas, kundi sa information. So doon, nagkakaroon ng issue. Bakit i-red tag? So yun yung doon. And hindi natin iwasan, mayroon din iba na hindi natin malamang, I will not say na sundalo talaga sila. Hindi. Maybe friends of the soldiers, maybe retired na naging wala sa ayos, nagmumura sila, na tipong parang papatayan nila. Sa social media na, tipong parang papatayan na nila yung mga leaders na nasa kabilang side ng state. So, ang sa akin, I also share information about, halimbawa sa Al-Qaeda. Paano pinapatakbo ang Al-Qaeda? At I make sure na may basis yung aking sinasabi. At halimbawa, pag sinabi ang Al-Qaeda was used to radicalize children, so I have the video of the former teachers of Al-Qaeda. They are the ones talking. And I have the video of the former NPA na nagpatayo ng Al-Qaeda. That was Jomar Bucalet, Rico Maca. So, how can they dispute that? So, hindi ako yung nagsasalita ngayon. I re-echo some of their views. And I believe it's true. Kasi ako mismo, I went on the ground. Kausap ko mismo, halimbawa si Asinan Bago, yung mga lumad sa Talaingod. This is about Salumpungan, no? How he was recruited to become a child warrior. At ako mismo na nakikipaggera sa mga NPA, naaawa ako dyan na mabarilin ko yung mga bata. Hindi nga yan sila marunong masyadong magbarili. Tapos, kawawa, para silang target paper sa amin. So, ano yung proactive measure dapat ng military? Ako bilang battalion commander dito, ay hindi sila aabot na maradicalize sila, nasasampa sila sa armed group. So how do we do that? We engage people, ipaliwanag namin sa kanila at saka yung issues nila halimbawa sa ancestral domain ay dapat kami ang mag-facilitate ng solusyon. So kaya an example here in Sultan Kudarat, yung the issue about Kunsunhi, yung MNS company, yung Magsaysay and Sons Company, na pagmamayari ngayon ng Kunsunhi family. So iyang mismong MNS na yan, ang dahilan, ginagamit ng mga non-state actors through their NGOs para makarecruit ng, umaabot sila ng 200 plus sa aking area. 200 plus na mga lumad, mga nitibo dito, mga dulangan manubo. Na kung ang effort ko ay papatayin ko sila, paano ko sila matulungan? Lalong dadami yung NPA. So,
Colonel, but the question there, Colonel, ang lumalabas na pagtatanong din dyan is, hindi ba yung pagre-redtag na ginagamit yung information to battle the political side of CPP and PA, hindi ba, sir, kinukumpul niyo, sir, lahat ng mga Communist Party linked individuals or kahit mga hindi nga linked, basta tainted lang or halimbawa meron an organization that's slightly linked, kinukumpul niyo into one label which is communist terrorist. Hindi ba, sir, magiging delikado yun for information?
Ay, hindi pwedeng lahat-lahatin mo kasi kung intindihan mo kasi ang communist CPP, India, yung mga organizations yan, mayroong iba pa often. Halimbawa, bigyan kita, LFS. LFS as an organization is not a terrorist organization, but it is an organization under the umbrella yung Prof organization, pinaliwanag na mismo ni Thomas Season yan, na ang nilalagay nila dyan ay CPP cadre. At hindi naman lahat doon mga komunista yung member dyan. Hindi lahat, not all, but yung CPP cadre, na later on yung mga taga-LFS na yan, yung mga naradical, mayroon kasing proseso ang pag-recruit nila na magiging die-hard na ideologue. May proseso yon.
Pero sir, kung Colonel, granted if ever totoo man yan, pero sir, at the current, kasi at present, hindi pa naman sila yung tinatawag yun na communist terrorist na talagang may armed struggle talaga na binabatikos ng military. Pero yun nga, kinukumpul kung sino man yung, halimbawa, nagsisimula pa lang, o miyembro lang ng organisasyon, hindi naman siya nakikipagbarilan sa militar. Hindi ba, sir, delikado yun when it comes to messaging? Kasi pinagkukumpul nga sila. Delikado sa kanila kasi, di ba nga, meron yung mga pinapatay ng mga aktivista at saka mga taong kahit hindi naman nakikipagbarilan or sa paniniwala lang nila sa, halimbawa, sa communist ideology, delikado dahil nga na-red tag sila through social media.
Na-repeal na yung RA 1700. So hindi naman krimen ang magiging komunista. You are free to express your political belief. But if you are doing something na labag sa revised penal code halimbawa o labag sa batas, ay dyan ka mananagot sa batas. So, kung mayroong mga iba, hindi I will not confirm o deny yung sinabi mo kasi hindi ko masabi sino nagsabi na nilahat nila. Nirentag nila lahat. Halimbawa, LFS kayo, terrorista kayo. I could not name someone who said that among my colleagues. No? Pero I do not share the view na kung mayroon man, I do not share the view na tawagin natin communist terrorist as organizations yung mga under sa umbrella dahil hindi naman sila directly perpetrating violence. But yung CPP member na namuno doon, para sa akin, he should be made responsible and that should be proven in court. That's the problem.
Exactly, Colonel. That's the next question, Colonel. Hindi ba, sir, delikado yung paglalabas ng lahat ng impormasyon, yung red tagging, yung pagbabansag sa mga tao na communist terrorist. Sa kaso, ba't hindi na lang kaya i-build up yung case at saka kasuhan sila sa korte instead of tagging them as communist terrorists? Ano yung idea behind calling them publicly communist terrorists and character assassination through social media?
I will not confirm that. Wala akong narinig o utos na tawagin natin silang lahat as communist terrorists. I have no idea yung mga pinag-usapan nila sa strategic level, sa political level. Basta sa amin kasi within the organization, ang actual na face-to-face namin sa conflict na namin kinakaharap, yung armed group. At yung mga CCT cadre na pinapadala sa mga bundok na sila yung nag-organize para makabuo ng armed group. Ang tawag doon yung white area operation. So yung kaharap namin doon, hindi namin binabaril yun. Binabaril namin through information. So binabaliktad namin ang kanilang narrative na hindi pwede armed violence ang gagamitin halimbawa ng luman. So mga CCT cadre yun eh. So kilala namin sila dahil marami na kaming mga napasuko. But we are not killing them. I do not share yung kung mayroong sabi patay natin itong mga aktivista na to. Activism is not terrorism. And in a way, I am also an activist. Ibig sabihin, I want reforms in the armed forces of the Philippines. But I did not join OCWOD or any military adventures to implement changes in the armed forces of the Philippines because I believe na kaya kong gawin yon in my own little way as I become a senior ranking officer. I can expand my influence and tell my subordinates, my colleagues, this is how we do it in the armed forces.
Colonel, I just wanted to press you. Sinabi niyo kanina that communists are not terrorists. But in the militaries, communists and activists are not terrorists. But for communists, ano sir yung command message ng military? Lahat ng communist kalaban. Tama ba? Ito yung command message natin sa military.
Ang pagiging komunista ay hindi naman siya actually labag sa batas. Kasi we understand the law. There is a law. Na-repeal na yun eh. I understand Republic Act 7636. Tama? Yung nag-repeal sa RA 1700 that was enacted sometime in 1957. Ngayon,
yes, Colonel.
Yes. With that understanding of the law, at sinabi ko naman we respect the rule of law. We adhere to the rule of law. Kung may komunista dyan, kasi kung totoo yung narrative na delikado para magiging komunista ngayon o maalay sa komunista. Kasi kung delikado, ibig sabihin, may pinagpapatay na yung mga komunista din sa Manila. Pinagpapatay na sila. Marami naman nakikita. They are just out in the public. Hindi naman sila namamatay. Oo. So, ibig sabihin, ano lang nila yun? Parang narrative na yun. Delikado ngayon kasi natawag tayong komunista, mamatay tayo. We are called communist terrorists. So,
but Colonel, dun sa command message framework, sir, ng military, where do communists fit in? Are they framed or should they be framed as the enemy?
Ang sa amin, ang military, command message about the communist na yan, yung mga sundalo, ang kakalabanin talaga namin, face-to-face combat, ay ang armed group. When it comes doon sa mga kumakalaban sa amin, we using yung kanilang ideology, ang panglaban din namin ay information. Tamang information, tamang narrative. Kasi kung sabi nila, actually, hindi man nila sinasabi na komunista sila eh. Kapag pupunta sila sa mga pamayanan, hindi sila nagsasabi na komunista sila. Sinasabi nila na, sila, parang freedom fighters. Sinasabi nila na they are social workers. Sinasabi nila na sila ay nakipaglaban para sa karapatan. They're human rights advocates. At ako, human rights advocate din ako. Parehas lang naman kami. Pero kung may hidden agenda ang nakatago behind that human rights advocacy, actually ay nire-radicalize, hakutin mo siya. Hakutin sa bayan. At later on ay yung mga sobrang na-radicalize, may proseso yon. I will share to you that book.
Okay. Colonel, nabanggit nyo, it's an interesting point you raised na it really is an information war. Kung may information silang binabato, information din ang inyo ibabato, yun yung panlaban nyo. You mentioned. Okay. So, Colonel, dito sa mismong paglalabanan when it comes to information, meron bang rules of engagement when it comes to the handling of information for the military? Ano yung limitasyon, sir, na bawal i-post when it comes to this? Ano yung below the belt? Ano dito yung bawal yung gawin when it comes to also releasing propaganda or messages that's against your enemies?
Basic yun, walang personalan eh. Halimbawa, murahin mo, idamay mo na lahat-lahat, pati yung pamilya niya, it's below the belt eh. So, issues lang. Sa akin, issue-based lang. Halimbawa, mayroong isang komunista, nagsabi siya, halimbawa, bigyan kita, si Teddy Casino, nagsabi siya na, kasi may issue doon na yung mga sumuko, may mga nabuntis kasi na mga babae, mga Amazona, mga estudyante. So, nagsabi siya, nasa Twitter yung statement niya, kinontra namin yun. Parang okay lang daw dahil policy naman ng gobyerno yung rate bill, blah, blah, blah. Hindi yun ang issue eh. Parang tinatakpan niya yung we know, Mr. Teddy kasi yung tinatakpan niya yung issue. Ang issue doon ay yung sexual exploitation ng mga kababaihan na andyan sa New People's Army. Ginagawa nilang parang...
Okay, so that's an example, sir, na there's a reframing, Colonel, na halimbawa merong claim dito sa inyong alleged enemies. Meron din kayong hear it, of course, to counter the narrative. But paano, sir, yung naman pagpapalaganap ng information that's verified? Because that's also a contentious issue right now that Facebook pages managed by the police and the military are spreading misinformation. Paano, sir, yun may papahiwatig at saka paano may gagawa na maayos na wala kayong misinformation na verified yung information na ilalabas sa social media?
Sinabi na yung Facebook pages, generalize na lahat na yun, ito ay military pages kasi sinishare ng ibang mga sundalo na yun ay military administered. That should also be proven. Accusation kasi yun eh. Accusation. And in fact, naisama nga doon yung hands of our children, yung HOOC. Isinama nila ng military pages na yun. That's pages ng mga release sa Lucena yun eh. Totoo yun na mga parents ng mga na-recruit na mga kabataan. Sinabi nila military pages, no. Kaibigan lang namin sila, we share their advocacy. So, lahat nila dahil hindi na nila makontra eh, how can they counter the narrative of the parents mismo? So, kaya ang madali nilang maneuver, kasi kung may maneuver sa gera, may maneuver sa information sharing. So, sa information war. So, maneuver nilang yun. That is owned by the military. They are red tagging us, blah, blah. So, yan yung naging doon. Nilalahat naman nila na military pages. At sabi nila, itong mga ganitong pages, porque anti-communist pages siya, military pages na agad. No, I don't say that. Marami din naman ng mga Pilipino, not necessarily military, na ayaw rin talaga sa komunista. Kasi naging biktima sila ng...
Colonel, merong House budget hearing a few weeks ago kung saan ni-raise ni Kabataan Representative Sara Ilago na maraming Facebook pages sa military na nire-red tag sila. Tsaka meron mga claims na false and proven to be false and fabricated, sir. At its current state, dito sa mismong Facebook pages ng military, are you confident to say that all military personnel, all military Facebook pages are properly trained, properly vetted, and are at par at the proper standards of the Philippine military?
Hindi ko nakikita ang lahat ng military pages kasi pag sinabi mo military pages, nakapangalan yun sa unit, nakapangalan sa unit yun.
Yes, Colonel.
Philippine Army, Relations Service, Armed Forces of the Philippines, any unit, merong mga pangalan yan. Yun ang tinatawag na military pages.
Yes,
So,
Colonel.
ang mga military pages ngayon ay merong naka-assign na mga account administrator. At sila ay mananagot kasi meron kami social media policy. Mananagot yung mga administrator, lalo na yung commander nung military page na yon kung merong mga paglabag sa batas. So, ganun lang kasimple yan. So, kung meron dyan na hindi nakapangalan sa military, pero ang content niya parang military, ay parang unfair naman kung sabihin na military pages yan. Tapos lalo, wala sa ayos naman yung pinagpo-post nila doon. Marami dyan na makita mo either sa retired group or sa mga sundalo, unofficial. Meron din na unofficial yung na military pages na kung ano-ano lang pinagpo-post nila, may mga TikTok pa. At mayroon pa nga na-demote dahil nag-TikTok doon. Mayroon kaming pinapatupad na social media policy. So, the sharing of information, we could not really share everything. Lalo na kapag political ang usapan. Bawal sa amin yun.
Okay, Colonel. Gusto ko lang i-raise din, sir, yung mismong red tagging, pati yung mismong pag-attack sa CPP, NPA, or CPP, at saka communist-related forces. Ang big question din, sir, bakit ina-atake din, sir, yung maraming members sa Makabayan Bloc sa Congress? Kahit hindi naman sila militant, kahit na hindi naman sila pagbakbakan, they are duly elected. Bakit ina-atake daw sila personally?
Hindi ko, ano kayang klaseng atake na personal ang ginawa sa kanila?
Family, sir, lumalabas yung pictures ng family nila. Tapos yung mismo pagsasabi ng communist terrorist sila.
I do not share the view. Nasabi ko na yan kanina na walang personalan, dapat issue-based lang. Issue-based. So, kunwari, may sinabi siyang ganito, we can counter yung sinabi niya, lalo na kung directly maka-apekto sa aming trabaho. Oo, na maka-apekto sa aming trabaho. Pero kung personalan niya, i-post mo yung picture ng anak niya, na nag-aral sa ganito, idamay mo sa issue, ibang usapan yan. Then, they can also do the same sa amin. Ayaw rin naman namin yan. Walang personal lang dapat. Sa gera nga, yung nung kabarila namin, napapatawad namin, bakit hindi sa information warrant naman yun, hindi mo mapapatawad. Tama ba? Oo. So, something like that.
And then an extension to this question, Colonel, is hindi ba dito sa sa information war na binabanggit nyo nga, yung pag-atake nyo through information as well, hindi ba to politicization of the AFP? Isn't this a case of politicization in the case of the AFP? Yeah, kasi you're engaging in politics, yes. Hindi ba yung engagement in politics, which is generally taboo for the military? Ano, sir, yung parameters na ginagalawan natin when it comes to posting?
Nabanggit ko na kanina na sa amin, ang kaharap namin yung armed group. No? So kung may mga political discussions, hindi sa amin, hindi sa level namin. Kunwari ako, I do not discuss about the validity of the anti-terror bill o yung polisiya ng gobyerno. I will not question, I will not... but kung yung actions namin based on policy, dahil kami ay instruments of national policy, doon lang kami. At saka sa anong level lang kami. Hindi pwede kami na magsasalita kami na as if we are the defense secretary or the secretary of the DILG o SOJ. So, bumaga, alam namin saan ang kinalalagyan namin. Doon lang kami dapat.
Mm-hmm. So you can create messages, but you can amplify the messages of your officials.
Pababa, hindi pataas. Support lang kami sa polisiya ng gobyerno. O kung ano yung message ng gobyerno o sa nakakataas namin, susuporta kami, i-level down lang namin. Dahil kung aakyat kami doon sa strategic level discussion, magkakaproblema kami. Hindi namin level yun eh. Hindi namin level.
Colonel, my last question, Colonel. If you were to give advice to social media managers of the AFP on how to properly use social media ethically and with proper verification and to prevent any complaints about their work and ethics, ano sir yung masasabi niyo sa kanila? Paano maging effective?
I do not claim that 100% I am doing everything right on my page, but ang sa akin lang naman I observe yung social media policy, inaalam ko ano yung pinalagyan ko, ano yung hindi pwede sabihin, at saka yung tinatawag na communications and operation security, hindi ko ma-violate yun, ayaw kong ipahamak ang aking organization, or lalo yung tropa na nag-operate, ayaw kong ipahamak yung mga tropa at kapamilya nila by exposing them unnecessarily. For example, sa mga social media managers, huwag kalimutan na responsible tayo sa taong bayan. Mayroon tayong policies, alamin natin ang ating ginagawa, at yung messages natin should conform to the command message. Hindi tayo pwedeng lumayo doon sa command message at i-level down natin doon sa kung saan ang kinalagyan natin. So for example, we are in the battalion level, yung command message ng army ay ganito, andito ka halimbawa sa Sultan Kudarat, yung message mo ay mag-suit doon sa audience mo in Sultan Kudarat and also supporting the national level na mga messages. Hindi tayo magkakamali as long as luminya lang tayo doon sa mga messages na yon. Ang unang-unang hindi namin kontrahin ay ang sarili namin organization. So yun lang yun ang pinaka-basic na.
Okay. Colonel Harold Cabunok, thank you so much for speaking with us. Sir, salamat.
Welcome.
That has been Rappler Talk with Colonel Harold Cabunok of the Philippine Army. Thank you so much for watching. Follow us on Rappler for more updates on this issue.